Hello, I am Jackson Funkhauser, and this is my presentation on Alzheimer's communities and resistance to change. The National Institute of Aging states that Alzheimer's disease is a brain disorder that slowly destroys memory and thinking skills, and eventually the ability to carry out the simplest of tasks. In most people with Alzheimer's, symptoms first appear later. More than 6 million Americans, most aged 65 or above, have Alzheimer's. We often think of nostalgia as something harmless or a fond remembrance of the past. However, in communities with high Alzheimer's rates, nostalgia is more than just a feeling. It becomes a dominant force, shaping attitudes, policies, and culture. When memory itself is compromised, people cling to what they remember best, like the past, which leads us to our research question. My research question is, how does Alzheimer's disease contribute to resistance and social change in communities with high prevalence rates? This is important because aging populations are increasing, and we must understand Alzheimer's patients' role in community change. To support my argument, I use data from Alzheimer's Association 2020 Alzheimer's Facts and Figures, which shows that places like Miami-Dade County, Florida, with their abundance of retirement homes, and Baltimore City, Maryland, with their age-friendly policies, attract Alzheimer's patients. My argument is that communities with high Alzheimer's rates resist social and technological change due to ordinary nostalgia and the cognitive effects of disease. One key finding from the National Institute of Aging is that people with Alzheimer's often forget recent events first, which then leads to an intensified reliance on older memories. This involuntary nostalgia, combined with the general societal tendency towards idolizing the past, strengthens resistance of the change. This idea is reinforced by John Norberg's research of nostalgia, which suggests that people in general already resist rapid change. When this is combined with Alzheimer-induced memory loss, it creates a strong psychological barrier against change. To support my argument, I analyzed several sources, like the Alzheimer's Society, which states that memory loss can lead to emotional and behavioral changes, and a study from the American Psychiatry Journal, which found that Alzheimer's patients, even those with very mild symptoms, still resist voting compared to those without Alzheimer's. And the documentary It Is Not Over Yet, which shows that even positive changes in Alzheimer's medicine is still hard for the patients to accept. Even though some may argue that Alzheimer's patients have little influence on their communities because they become withdrawn socially. While it is true that several cases lead to isolation, research shows that even their indirect influence through caretakers voting in local policies plays a role in shaping societal norms. Additionally, Alzheimer's affects entire families, as seen in the short film The Wait, where a father's Alzheimer's condition affects his daughter's entire life, seemingly negatively. There are multiple perspectives on this issue. Some argue that Alzheimer's communities have minimal impact the communities due to social withdrawal, while others highlight the indirect influence they have on their people who remotely know them. In conclusion, communities with a high Alzheimer's prevalence tend to resist social change because of the combined effects of voluntary nostalgia, voluntary memory loss, and associated with the disease. This is my work study.